Hey, it's not as if I can't address what's going on in the world currently, which is something that is still unbelievable and hard to grasp. So I'm pretty sure you have read every aspect and detail of this pandemic and what it's going to do to our economy and to our daily lives, and I'm sure they were all negative, and I'm sure that you are probably stressed most of the time and afraid for the future and focused solely on everything that's going wrong. And like everything in life, that would be a bad way to go about it, right? You need to see both sides of every situation, and every situation has two sides. But I view this pandemic in a different way. I view it in a positive light, even because I think it could be good for humanity. It could teach us a lesson that I believe is very important for humanity to learn. And I thought I'd share that view, that way of viewing this pandemic with you today. I have always been someone who needed to stop everything in my life quite frequently. Not be productive anymore, put all of my projects on hold, and just lay around doing nothing, thinking and reflecting about what was going on with my life and the decisions I had made, and if I even wanted to accomplish the goals that I had set for myself, and if my life was taking a course that I liked and wanted for myself. And I remember all my life feeling very guilty with needing this break, this pause, and I felt always a lot of resistance from my environment. Lots of things kind of kept me from being able to fully reflect on what my life had become. And with this pandemic, it's the first time ever where I know that everyone in the world has also stopped. There is no guilt. There is no other people are doing more than you currently, and you should be doing more. There is no time for a break. And now with this pandemic, we're all forced to do just that. Everything has stopped. And I find a weird sense of peace throughout that. Like, this makes more sense to me than the way we go about life normally. We humans have created technology, a new era, and it is a wonderful invention, creation. It is a wonderful thing, technology. It has saved many, many lives in different ways. And I think that we have come to idolize technology, and like everything, when humans idolize something, they try to emulate it and be the same. And so I feel like we've tried to become more and more robotic and to forget about our nature. And that's the key word here, nature. Yes, technology is also nature. It was made by humans, which are nature, from materials found throughout nature. Everything that exists is natural, even when transformed. But technology is the amalgamation of the rationalization and the logical side of millions and billions of brains. Technology is like it's billions of brains together. And in this sense, it isn't really natural anymore, at least not natural in the way of us, one person, how natural we actually are as human beings. Because we can't accomplish with one brain what billions of brains can accomplish. And trying to emulate that is just a disservice to us all, and I think it brings us to so much confusion. We never have time to think or reflect or pause. And that is absolutely horrible, and no good decisions ever come from not thinking. I think that it's ridiculous that society doesn't place a lot of value on that break that we all need. I know that when the people around me have a hard time with their motivation, or have a harder time at work, or have lacked in general in productivity or efficiency, I like to remind them that every year winter comes and is needed, and when the water the waves touch your feet in the ocean, the waves just recede right back into that ocean, and that, as there is day, there is night. And that's those cycles, that birthing and living and dying and then rebirthing, that is a part of us. And we have completely forgotten that. We never let ourselves die anymore. I think we're tired. In a way, I'm so happy that this is happening. I know it causes a lot of trouble, and I'm not saying that all the negative aspects don't exist all of a sudden. That's really not what I mean. But I just mean that there is this potential for us to reclaim that natural side. It is so easy to let life pass us by. I see myself growing old every day, and yet I'm so young, and I know that time will fly by so quickly, and I know that my death is near, even if it isn't 60 years or maybe sooner or maybe later, but it is so near. And I don't think there's anything more heartbreaking than people forgetting that all of this, we do it all for love. And people forgetting who they are and what they even wanted out of this life, and just being on this automatic pilot, and they end up at the end of their lives wondering why they did all of that and what it all meant, and feeling as if they wasted it all. With breaks, with reflection, with dying or hibernation, you could call it, comes wisdom. It's only through delving into morals and ethics and meaning and what really life is all about that we can grow as human beings and produce value. I think that as a society we're starting to produce such crap that have no real value, and it's so difficult to find something of true quality that really reflects what life feels like and what life should be. And that's because we're so focused on what we can show and what we can accomplish and how what we produced and what we can give to others, and that makes us tired. It doesn't give us time to get to learn who we are and what we want, so that we can then learn to love ourselves and accept ourselves, so that we can then learn to love other people and accept other people, so that we can then understand that life is really just about that, and it should be your priority. It is about love. Love for yourself. You have a relationship with yourself which needs to be loving. Love with the people around you. Love with what you do with your time. Love in your work. Love in everything you have to do to stay healthy. Love with your body. Life is all about relationships that you need to reflect upon to make them loving and good. And if only that pandemic and that big break could teach us that in any way, gosh, it will have been worth it. It will have. Because really, currently, I'm not gonna cry. Well, maybe a little bit, because I am so sensitive and I feel everything so deeply. But it's so sad that lots of things are unhealthy and toxic in our society and in our world in general. And we all see the future not as something beautiful and uplifting, but as something that is doomed and incredibly scary. Because there are lots of problems. And if only this pandemic can make people realize what is truly important, and can make people realize that, they have a relationship with everything around them, and that relationship is unhealthy and toxic, and how to make it healthy and loving, maybe we could solve more problems. Maybe we could have conflicts without hate. Maybe we could have prejudice without shame, but being able to act with kindness and respect, no matter the prejudice or the judgments that we make upon people. Maybe we could learn how to be a society that doesn't try to remove happiness from anyone else around. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to add to the happiness of the world around you. I think that as a good person, you should be doing that. but it's mostly that people need to stop robbing others of their happiness. And that happens way too much in our world. Now, I think I went a bit off course with that because that's often what I do. But the real message is this. Please take this time to learn who you are and to understand that you are worthy of unconditional love the moment you're born, and that everyone else around you is also worthy of unconditional love the moment they were born, that everyone makes mistakes, even you, that judging other people does not mean you are a bad person. It's not your thoughts that make who you are, it's what you do with those thoughts and how you deal with people. Show respect, show kindness, focus on all that is good around you. Take care of the people you love, because they could die and they will die one day. And I know it's absolutely horrible to think this way, but it's just true. That's what life is. It's us buying a short period of time that is ours, and we just have to make the best of it. And yeah, I think that this pandemic could teach us that. So on that note, I think I've said enough. And I'm just gonna tell you that, yeah, there is some positive to it. Just stay strong and make the best of this time, because you have no control over what's happening, but you have so much control over what you do about it. That was it for today. I wish you a lot of safety and peace, and I wish you a lot of wisdom and love too. And I'll see you soon, hopefully. Good luck with all of this.